Hey everybody, welcome back to your August Central Phoenix market update. After a somewhat dreary and dark summer as far as the market goes, I think we have some reasons for optimism. It looks like maybe we're seeing a fall bounce back from the doldrums of the summer. Not sure whether or not yet this is a long-term thing or if what we saw this summer was just more of an exaggerated version of the summer doldrums, but we're definitely seeing some market rebound. So let's get into the numbers and I can show you what I'm talking about. As usual, we start off with the number of active homes. Now this number has been dropping pretty much since June. Now this is not because we've sold a tremendous amount of homes here over the last couple of months. It's actually been relatively flat as far as those numbers go. So over the last 6 months, as we'll see here in a few minutes, that number has increased slightly. And over the last 30 days, that has remained relatively flat. So that is not because of a bunch of homes selling, and new listings have also been relatively flat. I think a lot of sellers have been holding off or ducking out of the market because it's been relatively flat. Now, this is not all a bad thing. This does remove some of the competition for the remaining sellers who are still on the market. It tilts the favor a little bit more in favor of sellers and away from buyers. Moving on to pending homes, you can see that we had a pretty steep drop in late July, early August, and we've rebounded some since then. Really hoping to see that trend continue as we head into our fall market and the weather improves some. Now, for new listings, this number bounces around quite a bit. It's relatively volatile, but overall, this trend is pretty much flat. Nothing too exciting here to report. Homes sold in the last 30 days. Now, this is just a measurement of what has sold over the prior 30 days. You can see that this number is on a gradual trend downward, nothing too dramatic though. Homes sold over the last 6 months. You can see that this number has been steadily rising over the last 6 months. This encapsulates the numbers since February. This is kind of going to be the peak of this number in a normal market. We'll see if this continues to rise over the next 6 months. But again, this shows the strength of the overall Central Phoenix market. Average price drop. Now, this gives us an idea of the confidence of sellers as well as how much they're dropping their prices from their initial list. So we saw a pretty precipitous drop in June, July in this number, and then it's flattened out again. I believe that that's probably that we have reached a new normal as far as our pricing expectation for sellers. Average sales price over the last 30 days, you can see that this number has kind of gradually declined over the course of the last 6 months or so. We have started to see a little bit of a flattening out / rebound here over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, again, that indicates our fall selling market. Now we do average sales price over the last 6 months. You can see that there was definitely a little bit of panic-inducing data in this graph in July and the beginning of August. Pretty significant drop there. We have seen it begin to rebound over the last couple of weeks. We came down about 20,000 from our peak of right around 540,000. And then we've rebounded about 5,000 since that time. So we'd like to see that trend continue as we head into fall. Average price per square foot on the closed. You can see that we've had some spikes in early spring, and otherwise than that, this number has remained relatively flat. And this number combined with the sales price going up probably indicates the strength of some of the single family market and a general weakness in the smaller condo market. Condos seem to be taking the brunt of the market shift overall. Last, we have the active days on market, both active and pending, as well as closed. You can see that both of these numbers have increased a little bit recently over the last month or so. Not a lot to be derived here, except that you can expect your home to take about 3 months to sell on average in Central Phoenix. So there you have it, folks, your Central Phoenix market update for August. I'm kind of excited about these numbers. I've kind of got my fingers crossed here that we're pulling out of that summer doldrums and maybe the market isn't quite as bad as we had kind of been feeling over the course of the summer. So keep an eye on that. If you like what you see here, you can like or subscribe. If you have any questions for me about this data or about the process of buying or selling a home, you can message me here or text or call me at 480-694-7643.